You go, Justin. My name is Justin, aka Just Blow. I'm a Capricorn, and I'm about that action, and I'm about raising money for the healthcare people. And we're just so blessed and thankful, and thank y'all for supporting us today. Yeah. What's next? What up, y'all? I'm Quincy. I want to say thank y'all for rocking with us. What you got? One of the prettiest motherfuckers God ever made. Sorry. I'm a Gemini. For everybody wondering, and thank y'all so much for just tuning in with us. We felt the energy, we saw the comments. Let's keep it going. This is we wanted to do this to just wake everybody up in a way of just in a loving way. So help everybody have a happy Easter. Jesus is risen. Anybody else? Yeah. Everyone, introduce yourself.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Barone.
Ava Barone Combs? Yes, it's breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you. But you still have beautiful parents that, but you're my child also. Please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava Barone Combs is the name P. Diddy gave this 13-year-old girl. Ava Barone was a minor. I wonder if her parents were aware of what P. Diddy was doing in his show. How did he get access to young girls that age? I've researched a bit about Eva, but it seems like she's missing in action, allegedly. Is that why the FBI raided P. Diddy's house? This man is a monster.
And he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Ava, that's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody, we want to get it clear. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody that's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So, just clarify it, because it's crazy out here online. So I prayed with the kids, and I got permission from your mother, and say all of that to Smithy, because it's crazy out here.
Well, I met Jesse and Delilah when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then we basically are sisters, all four of us. So. And then I always come over.
Yeah. And it's Ava Barone Combs. Come on. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Jessie, and I'm a Sagittarius, the best sign in the world. And yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Hi, I'm Chance. I'm a Cancer, and I just want to say thank you guys for watching.
It's Christian Combs, aka King Combs. Right now I'm not a wavy jazzer, but after this quarantine, I'm gonna be back. But yeah, man, I love making music. Go check out my music with Tiana Taylor, How You Want It, Surf City Girls, Chris Brown, Love You Better. And I'm an Aries too. Shout out my Aries out there.
Damn, boy. Love. Shout out to the Capricorns though. Did you go yet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go baby.
Okay, so I'm Delilah, and you always have to save the best for last. So I'm a Sagittarius. And yeah, I like to like dance and model. And yeah, that's it.
Now, the newest addition to the Combs Empire. Tell me your name. Prince. What's your sign? What's your zodiac sign? Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. He's a Scorpio. Ava's a Scorpio. Shout out to all the Scorpios. And tell them what you're going to be when you grow up.
16.
You're going to be 16? You're going to be a king? You want to take a everybody? Say thank you to everybody. Thank you. Thank you to the healthcare workers, the first responders, everybody on the front lines. Thank you.
Pay attention to the circle above. Diddy is using drips like he used in the hospital. That was one of the things Cassie spoke about in an affidavit. She said after the SEX performance, they were all rugged up and intoxicated. So the next day, they all would have these hospital drips so that they can gain back their energy, I guess. This is really concerning. Now pay attention to Diddy and his mother. They both are sharing the drips. The mother has been under many accusations of actually being part of all these things he's been accused for. And this is for educational purpose only. It's all alleged. It's not facts until the trial starts. But it is concerning, although.
Let me introduce you to my mom, called Mom Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrated. What's up, Mom?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Okay.
That is Diddy's mom and Cassie. There's a lot of speculations going around that Diddy's mom is part of all these criminal activities, allegedly. In fact, people say that she's the brains behind Diddy's work. Is that the reason the police took her passport, Diddy's passport, and all of his children's passport, except Justin, Sean, his youngest son Christian, and Quincy? But the police has taken the passport of his mother and 4 of his children, the 4 youngest. I wonder what it is about. Diddy offered his mother's house as part of the bond. This is a man who has 3 mansions in Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. But yet again, he offered his mother's house as a bond. I wonder why. Why was the passport of the mother and Diddy's 4 youngest children confiscated by the police? They refused him bail twice because he's definitely flight risk and he's a danger to the public. Because this man has a history of being a narcissistic bully who always seems to get his way. I've been watching him since he came out, bought all the CDs in those times of Bad Boys, although I was a Tupac fan. But Diddy has been a monster from the beginning. I just wonder why it took them 30 years to bring him down. He's been assaulting people, abusing people, paying for unaliving people allegedly. He has a long, long history of being a narcissistic bully. A couple of hours we got the breaking news of New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, indicted. This is the same mayor that gave the keys of New York to P. Diddy. Him and Diddy have been friends for many, many years, and he's being indicted for allegedly money laundering. It was part of a scheme of him and dirty cops. Not all cops are dirty, obviously, but some of the few dirty cops that were working for him, breaking the law. And all of them are being investigated now. I find it a coincidence that the New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, got indicted a week after P. Diddy got arrested. I just have the feeling that Diddy is going to take many people down with him. And I don't mind. All the people who had anything to do with any criminal activity with minors or harming any human being, whether it's emotionally, psychologically, or mentally, or physically, they need to be arrested. The mayor was sitting in a powerful position and he was too busy working behind the scenes with dirty cops. His investigation went on for a couple of months, but now he's going to finally turn himself into the police station tomorrow morning. What is funny and strange is he's going to go to the same prison as P. Diddy, where they all belong.
Don't get caught up, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it. No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting the band. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all.
Well, word on the street.
Allegedly, Diddy was grooming Usher from when he was in the age of 13 years old. And Diddy was grooming Justin Bieber. It is heartbreaking and sad to see what this monster was doing to young boys. Who just wanted to sing. I don't blame only P. Diddy. I blame the mothers. Where was Usher's mother? Where was Justin Bieber's mother? For them to have allowed this. Diddy needed the parents' consent, and they gave it out so easily, I guess. Did they get bribed? Because Diddy is an expert in bribing people and blackmailing people. Usher said he lived with P. Diddy when he was 14 years old. There was always wild parties happening in the house. He said that in many late-night shows. I can imagine how that could have left a serious impact on Usher and Justin's life and all the other victims. If you look at the picture on the right-hand side, the small picture, pay attention to the lips. I don't know if that's Kim Porter or Cassie, but look how badly they've been beaten. Diddy is known to assault, beat on both men and women. There's no boundaries and limits with him. The more richer he got, the more evil he got, the more greedy he got, the more the dark side of him came out. When you look close at this picture, you can clearly see that Cassie is not happy to be there. And I really don't care what people say when they start accusing Cassie of trying to grab money by opening the can of worms. I'm sure it took her many years to have the courage to come out and finally tell the world what P. Diddy is really about. I'm happy that she got out of this tough relationship. She has 2 beautiful daughters and she's married now. She was only 19 years old when she met this monster, and he was 37 years old. He's been grooming young boys and girls from the age of 13 years old. This man is definitely the black Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. It's not only P. Diddy. I hope he takes half of Hollywood down with him. This is the woman that P. Diddy shot at the nightclub in 1999 on her face. Luckily, she survived with many surgeries, therapy, etc. He did it, but he gave the gun to Jennifer Lopez to hide it for him. While they were speeding off, the police stopped them. They were taken into police custody. It ended up with Shine, the young 21-year-old rapper at that time, taking the fault. Or more like P. Diddy got himself some fancy lawyers and he got witnesses stating that it was Shine who did it, when clearly the victim was shot on the face, said it was Diddy who did it. Let's listen to her.
One of my outfits. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to wear your outfit. I'll go to my sister's house. Went to my sister's house, got an outfit to wear, came back because it was relatively close, in the same section of Brooklyn Crown Heights. I came back and I was getting myself together to go. They had already complained that I was taking too long, I took too long, so they were already moving out of the door down to the car. In my foray towards the front door, I was putting my earring in, and my girlfriend Kelly, whose house we were at, had a big Rottweiler named Brick. Brick jumps up, stands fully tall, and puts his feet on my back, on my shoulder, and it knocks my earring out of my hand. The earring falls, goes under the fish tank that broke earlier that week, and so there were still little pieces of glass under there, so when I went to get my earring, cut my finger. Just all these little things trying to stop me from going out of the door. I go clean my finger, I get the piece of glass out, I clean it, I wrap it, put on a Band-Aid, put my earring in. As I reach the threshold, they're blowing the horn, telling me to hurry up. I step 1 foot across the threshold, and a voice says, "Go change your shoes." Now, I knew it was God. God talks to me all the time. So I was like, if I change my shoes, I have to change all of my accessories. And God just repeated, "Go change your shoes." Now, I'm a stiletto girl. I would stand up in my beauty salon in stilettos for hours and hours on end. This particular day, I had on short ankle boots. I'm not a flats kind of girl. I don't really wear flats. Well, now I do. But back then, I did not. Those boots that I had on were flats. The heel was probably just about this big, and they were ankle boots, some snakeskin ankle boots. And I went back and I changed the boots. The boots I changed into, I had just bought them a month earlier around Thanksgiving from Bloomingdale's. And there's a story behind it. But what I had a girlfriend named Pat, whose sons were like the neighborhood guys that watch your back and all of that and kind of they're on the block. She asked me for a favor. I did her hair. She came back and paid me at a later date and gave me a gift card to Bloomingdale's. I took that gift card, went to the store, bought these boots. So this is bigger than just change your boots. It was an act of faith and an act of love for a friend that was repaid to me. I took that act of love that was repaid, went and bought a pair of boots, and those boots saved my life. I put those boots back. I went and put those boots on, which had a heel on them, went down to the car, we went off to the club. They were complaining, "You took so long, you're taking so long, we were going to leave you." We laughed it off. We got to the club. We pull up to the block, and there are 2 ambulances at the front of the block as you turn the corner, halfway in the street and halfway on the sidewalk on each side, narrowing the stream of traffic to 1 lane. And I instantly said, 2 ambulances? Are they expecting somebody to die? What is this? Because I had never, ever seen that at a club or at this club. And it just stood out as so weird to me. My friends were like, I had just gotten saved, so they were like, "Oh, come on, hallelujah, don't start with all that." Making their jokes. You know how it is. I'm from New York. We got thick skin. I'm not bothered by it. But it stood out to me instantly. It was a very cold day, so when we got to the front of the club, there were lots of people outside. And anyone who's familiar with the club scene knows, especially a club that's considered popping, they're always going to leave some degree of a line outside so that the additional people who arrive think, "Oh, wow, look at all these people. It must really be jumping." It's just a whole marketing thing for the nightclub scene. It's what they do. So there were tons of people outside. We pulled up to we got out, we went in front of the club, and so many people. I can say that I was relatively popular, and I knew so many people out there. I was like the designated driver homegirl. I just held a little corner in the front. I didn't go deep into the club because I wasn't in a party state of mind. I didn't feel like I should have been there. And I just held my little corner across from the bar. I stood in this little area by this half a metal wrought iron gate, and I just stood there. My friends would go off, do their thing, come back and check on me. "You good, Ev? You want something to drink? You good?" I just was like, "Oh, I'm good. Y'all go ahead." I was only in the club an hour and 15 minutes before I got shot. While I was standing there, right across from me at the other side, which is where the bar was, I saw Scar, Matthew Allen, the guy that Puffy got into the fight with, that caused this whole melee to take place. I knew Scar. Scar's mother lived across the street from one of my beauty salons. I've known Scar from the street. I've known him for years, and we were cool. So he's like, "Hey, what you doing in here?" Because he knew I got saved too. And so he's like, "Uh-oh, praise the Lord, you up in here? What you doing in here?" Everybody was shocked to see me there because they all knew. That's how 10 toes down I am. Wherever I'm doing, everyone is going to know. It's not a secret for me. And so because everybody knew I got saved and I was not out at clubs and stuff like that, it was clear, what you doing here? And so I was like, oh, you know, Stacy's promoting her stuff and I'm just out here with her promoting, supporting her, and that's it. He said, what you drinking? Let me get you a drink. I said, I'm not drinking. So I said, I'll take a juice. Black Rob's song, Whoa, was coming on. So that little intro, like that instrumentation. And so people were like, you know, it was a current song at the time. It was popping. People were feeling themselves and they started, you know, posturing and bravado and everybody was hyped. As they came through with that kind of mentality, they bumped into Scar's back. Now, Scar's back was to the walkway. So he couldn't see who was coming. He was facing the bar. His back was to the walkway. As they came through, they pushed him and his drink went in his face. So like anybody, if somebody pushes you from the back, he elbowed back, like, get off of me. When he elbowed back, they tried to push. And so it made the whole crowd start swaying. And that's when they got into this whole interaction, like, yo, you know, he apparently, I don't know all the details in that, but I know, I didn't know them firsthand at the time. I do know them now. You know, he tried to say something to him or whatever, and then they said whatever they said. And then one of the guys that was with Scar, apparently Puffy gestured in some type of way that they didn't like. And one of the guys that was with Scar slapped him in the face with a wad of money. It was like the young guys are now, doing that little phone brick thing. Well, he had this wad of money in his hand for whatever reason, because I wasn't standing near them. I was across. But all I know is I saw when he swung and slapped and money was raining through the sky and falling to the floor. Everybody started trying to run and pick up money, and it was just craziness. It was lights, action, camera, people scurrying for money, trying to catch money out of the sky, and that melee was still taking place. Now, when I saw that, I turned around to my friend and I was like, uh-oh, it's getting crazy in here. You see this? And never in a million years did I think it would escalate to a shooting. I thought it was male bravado. It was cold as ice outside, so I had no reason to believe it would get to that. But in no time, one thing led to another. The money was falling down, and then I hear the raised voices, and I see Shine and Puffy start backing back. Now, we don't all watch the Hood movie or whatever. We know what it looks like when people are backing back and reaching from their hip to pull. So as they were backing back, they were drawing from their hip. And I turned to tell my friend, like, ooh, girl, watch out. Oh, my God. Because there was really nowhere for me to go. Where I was standing, there was a wrought iron metal rail to my back. I couldn't go. There was a drop over that. In fact, one of my friends fell over it onto the dance floor after everything happened. There was nowhere for me to go. And so as they were going back, they were backing back, like literally walking backwards towards the door, drawing from their hip. I told my friend, I said, oh my God, watch out. As I turned back to look at them, I watched them bow, bow. Both of them fired, and the muzzle flash was like, psh, psh. Shine's muzzle flash was a little higher. He was on the side closest to the bar. Puffy's muzzle flash was a little lower, and he was on the side closest to where I was, straight ahead from me. I watched them both fire their guns. I watched them. I got hit right here, in my nose, in between my eyes, which means I'm facing directly at you. Just like I'm looking at you, and I can tell you got on black shades. They kind of look like Cazelles and an Adidas shirt. That's exactly how I was looking at him. And I watched him shoot me. So, not to digress, it always bugs me when people say, how can you be sure? The same way you're sure when your man is lying to you, or when your woman is lying to you, or the same way you're sure when you ask your kids a question and they do that little thing they do when they're not being honest and you know they're telling a story. I'm that sure. We know people that we love. We know people's tells or body language or whatever. The same way you're sure that I have on a green shirt, I'm certain that he shot me. Now, was he aiming at me? Was I the object of his fire? Absolutely not. I should not have been, because I didn't do anything to him. But is that what resulted? Absolutely, because I see a lot of people online get stuck on that. Oh, well, why would he shoot you? What did you do? Did you owe him money? And I'm like, Class, pay attention. Bullets don't have names and they don't have predetermined destinations. Once they come out of the gun, they're going to go wherever they go. And that's the thing about crime and shooting people. You cannot guarantee that what you're aiming at is what you're going to hit. Because you might be a thug, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. You might be a criminal, but it doesn't mean you have good aim. And that is exactly how I sit here today. Because some thug criminal with an attitude and an ego that was outside of control decided he was going to fire a gun in a crowded nightclub and shot me in my face. By the grace of God, I am here.